Welcome to Help to Love Mindful Hacks, your trusted curated source for self-mastery and self-improvement tips to help you become happier and more productive in your truth, to actually become your higher version of self. Here is your host and happiness and productivity specialist, E.L. Brooks.
5 ways to build resilience. This is influenced by Mark Manson, the author of the New York Times bestselling book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F-U-C-K. He adopts a more stoic approach to life as accepting life as it is without complaints. There are 5 ways he and other stoics suggest as tools to build your resilience. My approach is more around emotional stability and resilience. Stoicism believes in not showing feelings, but we need to feel. We need to process our emotions, otherwise they will manifest in uglier ways. As my friend says, if you don't deal with your feelings, they will always come out sideways. So it's important to feel and process. But it's also important to build resilience to be able to move quicker through these feelings and emotions. So the first way is probably the most important way. Number 1 is you need to care about something other than yourself for once. As soon as you say I am, you're in your ego, which means you're going to automatically make everything about you. We're too complicit with the suffering of others simply because we're suffering ourselves. But by doing random acts of kindness for other people that are less fortunate, we can start to ease our suffering. Being of service to others pulls us out of self and out of ego. And that includes being a pet owner. Really initiating love to others outside of ourselves keeps us out of ego and out of fear, which is what we're really building resilience for. Number 2 is focus on the things you can control. You can always control your thoughts. The Buddha once said that when we get struck by an arrow, you are injured twice. The first injury is the physical injury, the arrow piercing your skin causing you to bleed. But the second wound is our beliefs and thoughts around the injury. We decide that we didn't deserve to get struck by the arrow. We wish that the arrow never had happened. And for those thoughts, we suffer. The second injury is purely mental and is optional. So focus on what is, accept it, and move on. No ruminating thoughts about something that happened in the past that no longer exists. Number 3 is we need to be an inward optimist but an outward pessimist. If you can be comfortable with the worst, then everything will be a pleasant surprise. Marcus Aurelius, well-known Stoic, had this belief. He and other Stoics believed that visualizing the worst-case scenario would mentally better prepare you for hardship. You can be positive about the things you can control, but being optimistic about the world outside of your control often sets us up to suffer more when things don't go our way or as planned. This is similar to the wisdom principle of setting intentions with no attachments to outcome. This allows us to be present, but since most of us are focused on the future, it's better to be pessimistic about the outside actions of the world around you and optimistic about your ability to surmount those obstacles. Number 4. Find your inner warrior. The most important and defining moments in our lives are often the most unpleasant. A near-death experience, loss of a loved one, divorce, breakups, winning an excruciating battle, or excelling through a nerve-wracking ordeal. It's through those hardships that we grow and change and later look back and become incredibly grateful for what we went through. That's our ability to warrior up. It's the ampersand that sometimes we need to tap into. And the more that we embrace this aspect of self, the more we can leverage that to benefit us when the challenges come. And number 5, never suffer alone. No matter how big of a badass as you think you are, none of us can stand up forever on our own. As human beings, we've evolved to be emotionally dependent on each other, to rely on each other, especially in our most trying times. If you're feeling overwhelmed, reach out to a close friend. If they're not equipped to handle and solve your issues, don't be afraid to seek professional advice from someone who has experienced more life and more pain than you have that can still relate. Remember, the Industrial Revolution destroyed the family unit and community structure. But some argue that that's our biological truth, family and community, and that's how we thrive. So don't ever feel the need to isolate and suffer alone. Find your community, find your tribe, and lean on them when needed. That's how you build resilience. One love. If you liked this video and found it helpful, please share it and make sure you subscribe to the Help to Love channels. Join our Facebook community and remember, accept what is, let go of what was, and have faith in what will be. And most importantly, stay blessed, not stressed. Hashtag 500 to happiness. Hashtag one of one. And remember, honor your gift and your uniqueness. One love.